My name is Talene Shamlian, and this is Julia Webber, and we are ambassadors for the New South Wales Government's Women's Financial Toolkit. It's your future. We firstly want to acknowledge this meeting is being held on the traditional lands of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and we pay our respect to elders both past, present and future.
Both Talene and I have a background in finance, and we share a passion to empower women to both understand and manage their financial affairs. I'm dedicated to contributing to the community, starting with the publication of a self-help book for teenage girls at age 14 with a focus on anti-bullying. Whilst at university, I became a financial literacy ambassador and have developed financial literacy content in the hopes of solving the foundational issues that create monetary struggles for all Australians. I have taught financial literacy to young people all over Newcastle, the Hunter and Central Coast regions, as well as online content in collaboration with the Advocate for Children and Young People. My work in the financial literacy space saw me shortlisted as a finalist for the New South Wales Young Woman of the Year Award in 2020, and I continue to advocate for the younger generations to take charge of their financial lives.
And I'm Managing Director at Advisory Street, which is an economics and public policy firm who works closely with boards and CEOs of various corporate and not-for-profit organisations to help them build stronger relationships with government. Prior to this, I worked for a very long time in financial services at the Commonwealth Bank and at Visa, and I've worked with a range of different organisations through the Banking Royal Commission to make sure that their initiatives and programs are there to support the community and customers. And I have a strong passion in making sure that financial security and literacy is at the heart of these measures. Prior to that, I also worked in Canberra in Commonwealth Treasury, and I worked on a range of different tax, superannuation and budget issues. My personal interest and passion for women's financial literacy really came about from growing up with my two grandmothers, both of whom had faced very hard situations in their life where they lost their husband or their father and have had to make sure that they were financially secure through their lives. And this was something that was a really important lesson for me growing up. But enough about us. Let's chat about the Women's Financial Toolkit, which is a guide to empower women to be confident money managers and to learn more about securing their financial futures. The toolkit was developed through the New South Wales Council for Women's Economic Opportunity, of which I am a member. The Council advises the New South Wales Minister for Women and is made up with a group of experts from all walks of life, whether they're from business or industry or not-for-profits or within the government sector. And the Council really is here to make sure that we can improve women's financial well-being and security and support the diverse and flexible employment opportunities for women and girls. Through the work of the Council, I was able to bring my expertise and develop the resources aimed at supporting women with economic education and opportunities.
Thanks to the work of the Council, we now have an important resource that is free for women to access at any time from any smart device, including a phone, tablet or PC. The toolkit is designed to be a one-stop shop of trusted and reliable information to assist every woman at every stage of her life. We know that the earlier conversations begin in a woman's life, the more potential there is for developing lifelong skills that contribute to financial well-being. And yet these conversations can be difficult. Some people find it hard to talk about money when they're in a relationship. Others find it hard to think about their financial futures. Or when they're young, they might not understand the value of superannuation, for example, or planning for the future. Some women can also feel embarrassed if they've been taken in by a scam or if they are in debt and not sure where to seek help or advice. These difficulties are all natural and understandable, but they can all be eased with the sharing of information and the building of knowledge.
And meanwhile, for older women, they may not have participated in the workforce because they've been raising children, or they've missed out on putting money towards superannuation, or perhaps they've left the managing of their financial matters to their husbands or partners. So the toolkit really is designed to help empower women of all ages backgrounds, and circumstances, whether you're young or old, whether you live in the city or the regions, whether you speak English as your main language or it's not your first language, whether you're rich or poor. We want to make sure that this toolkit is there to help you by providing you with the resources and information that supports you in your life's journey. The toolkit is accessible for all and includes a free national translating service in over 150 languages. And it's also got a web reader where an automated voice will navigate the toolkit for you. We know that providing women with easy access to free, trusted resources helps build their independence and security. And speaking of security, Julia, today I thought we should talk about superannuation, which is such an important issue for women to be aware of so that they can plan their retirement. We know that many older women are facing homelessness now, with a big factor being because they don't have enough superannuation.
That's right, Celine. It is shocking to think about the 88% growth in the number of women over the age of 55 accessing homelessness services between 2013 and 2017. In fact, in 2021, there were still almost 5,000 women over the age of 55 on the waiting list for social housing in this state. Overall, women have significantly less superannuation than men. We know this, it's called the Superannuation Gap. And women currently retire with 70% of the superannuation balances compared to men. Men retire with about $65,000 on average, while women retire with around $45,000 on average. This gap between men and women is more prominent for older women between 45 and 54, where the gap is around 60%. So why does this happen? Well, there are three key reasons. Women are less likely to work full-time than men, often working part-time roles. Women are often more likely to have interrupted work patterns on account of having children or taking time off to care for an elderly parent. But also, women often earn less than men, sometimes working in industries such as hospitality, aged care, and childcare, where salaries are lower, but also at the top end of town, where women may get paid less, even when they have similar levels of experience and skill.
The superannuation gap means that women may face many challenges in achieving a basic level of independent financial well-being in their retirement years. And this can be even worse where there's been a marriage or relationship breakdown and where many women are finding themselves in poverty when they are older. So when the council was developing the toolkit, we really wanted to make sure that women could access information around superannuation so that we could plan for our retirement. Which brings us to the Women's Financial Toolkit and how it can help. The toolkit is divided into three main categories. The first category is called Everyday Money Matters, which has resources for budgeting, getting to work, such as preparing for an interview, or if you wanted to start a business. The second category is called Help with Unexpected Issues. And this has resources for people who might be facing natural disasters like bushfires or floods, or maybe some other emergencies or other money concerns that they may have. The third section is called Planning for the Future, which has resources for different life stages. For example, if you're about to give birth, or maybe you might be closer to retirement, or maybe you're also thinking about investing in your financial future. This last category is where you'll find information on superannuation. And there's resources there where you can check how much super you'll need to retire and the impact of different superannuation fund fees using the Money Smart Superannuation Calculator. It's such a simple thing to do, and yet so important no matter what your age, so that you can understand and you can maximize your retirement nest egg.
So true, Talene. Another resource on the toolkit which covers an area often overlooked is life insurance. Most super funds will automatically provide you with life cover and total and permanent disability insurance, but some will also automatically provide income protection insurance. And this insurance is for a specified amount and is generally available without medical checks. Under the law, super funds have to cancel insurance on inactive super accounts that haven't received contributions for around 16 months. In addition, super funds may also have their own rules that require the cancellation of an insurance policy if the super amounts in that account are too low. So it's good to know what your super fund includes. Another great way to start getting serious about your super is to check for super you may have lost track of after leaving a job. You can find the link on the Toolkit to the Australian Taxation Office website to check for lost super. And it's a really great resource because you can actually go in there and consolidate all of those accounts into one in a really simple process. I recently read about a woman who found up to 9 different superannuation accounts from earlier years of employment going through this process. And once she rolled them all up into one single fund, she was saving so much on account keeping fees and insurance premiums. Plus, an additional benefit was that she felt so empowered by that roll-up process that she decided to research which fund was actually the best for her, and signed up for one with online features. So for the first time, she was seeing an online view of a single balance for all of her super. That spurred her on even further to go and use a calculator to look at how much she wanted to have for retirement, and decided to pay an additional amount each fortnight to try and get to that goal for retirement. And suddenly she was interested in learning how to maximize her super, and she could check online and watch her balance grow. It's such an inspiring story.
Wow, thanks, Julia. That is a really inspiring story. And I should also mention that the Super Guru link, which provides independent information on both understanding and growing your super. You can also check the ASFA website, which is the Association of Superannuation Funds of Australia. And they've also got great information on super and the age pension and what will happen to your super if you die and how to consolidate your super. And we encourage everyone here to take charge of their super. Check out the available resources and get planning for a bright, financial fit future. Julia, it's been really great chatting to you today about superannuation and the Women's Financial Toolkit. Thank you so much for sharing your insights.
It's an absolute pleasure, Talene. I love sharing this resource and helping other women discover the benefits of financial education and empowerment, especially when it's something we're both so passionate about. And to those watching, thank you for joining us today. I hope you have found some insights here, and I really encourage you to log on to the Women New South Wales website to use the Women's Financial Toolkit at any time, anywhere to learn more.